you doing, Jim?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. The launch is going well. My physical therapy on my shoulders going well. Everything is just coming up daisies, Stu. And
That's excellent.
yourself?
Oh, great. In fact,
Okay.
I did one of those. You, I guess I instead of rewriting three books,
Uh-huh.
I or I should say, instead of writing three books, I rewrote three books
Mm-hmm.
and just updated them. And and sometimes when I update something, it's just more administrative stuff that goes on. I
Yeah.
don't really make a lot of changes to the program. This time I made a lot of changes to the program.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm reselling it to everybody who bought the old one because it's a new one,
Okay.
right? So I have like an established customer base already there for those. And then, because of that, I'm promoting it more and getting new customers. So it's been a lot of fun while you were doing the launch with this whole new AI thing. I've been I've been selling books like it's old school.
Nice. I like that. Well, you've been doing this AI thing. I've been doing things. But the thing is, you've been using AI. I know you've been using the AI to help you do
It
the
has actually
things
been
that you're
helping me very
reselling.
much. Actually helping me very much. And I've been playing around with the genies as well.
Uh-huh.
And this is for like a future discussion that we can do, but like the genie hacking,
Uh-huh.
I took all the reasons why people buy and put it into the blog post genie just to
Yeah.
play around, like where do I put it and how do I put it? Do I use periods or do I use semicolons?
Uh-huh.
Completely changed the whole output
Hmm.
of it. It is really cool. It's something I could show everybody later, but it turned out to a nice little blog post that explained every one of them.
Really?
It's really cool. Yep.
I want to see that. So basically, you took what's on page 16 of Copywriting Secrets: make money, save time, avoid effort, escape pain, be more popular, more cleanliness, better hygiene, more comfort, gain praise, feel more loved, increase popularity and social status.
Yep.
And you basically shoved that into one of the genies as it applied to your avatar and had it right
Actually, I didn't even apply it to my avatar. I applied it to
a topic.
entrepreneur
Okay.
avatar that who
Okay.
wants to sell stuff.
Okay. Huh. All right. I want to
It,
see
it, it
this.
was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So anyway, I've been playing around with that. Also did another one on ways to you have like this 8 list things to write a book,
Yeah.
like choose a topic, research an outline, order a cover from Fiverr, focus on introduction.
Yeah.
Maybe it's yours or mine. I can't remember who wrote this, but anyway, I took all 8 points and put it in there and came out with a nice little blog post on how to become an author.
Okay.
So I'm just playing, Jim. I'm just
Yeah.
playing.
It reminds me, like, you got, remember when those Vitamixes came out and they were like, you had the Vitamix blender recipe and stuff, and Stu treats the genies like a Vitamix. He just throws stuff in it, hits the button, takes a little taste, and it's either like, this is amazing, or hey, let's put some kale in this. Let's put some rutabagas in this and see.
Let's try some semicolons and some periods.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, so
No,
the
it's really fun working and just trying to figure out how things work. Because if you play around with it just for a few minutes, you can see how you can manipulate outcomes
right.
that are driven towards what you're trying to get done.
Sure.
So that's it.
And it's a lot easier than trying to beat it out of ChatGPT with a 2x4 and a bottle of whiskey.
Oh yeah.
Um,
In
so,
fact, I started this 20 minutes before this podcast started.
uh-huh.
I did two things,
Okay.
and I was finished 10 minutes before the podcast started.
So, interestingly enough, in the last hour, I have used Genies to write two email teasers that I sent over to Susan. I also wrote landing page copy. I created the social media posts for Nancy to use, or the first drafts for her to use to promote some stuff. I put together an email teaser and landing page copy for a webinar, or not a webinar, but a customer demo video that we're going to promote tomorrow. So yeah, I mean, this is definitely a case of we're eating our own cooking and have been now for a long time. And the cool thing is coming up next week. Good morning, Vicky. Hey, Ann. Hey, Trish. C. Ray, Lynn. Um, what's up, Carl? So the cool thing coming up on Monday, we are going to be starting our writeyurbook.ai training. And the interesting thing about that is that if you have ever wanted to write a book, but you just couldn't get started, or you kept getting, maybe you did my 7-day ebook thing, and even with that, you were like, but now with these tools that we have, I guarantee you show up and you just give me 90 minutes a day for about a week and a half, you will have your book done and published on Amazon. And it's not going to be some crappy kids book. It's not going to be some flimsy, 20-page thing. It's going to be a beefy business book. Absolutely. I mean, I could not be more excited about this and the tools and stuff that we have to automate this for you. So, interestingly enough, somebody said, does your AI have knowledge to 2021 like ChatGPT, or will it source content info from Google like Jasper? So, we hack that process so that you're not dependent upon somebody interfacing or not interfacing, or what the current level, I said currency level, the current level of whatever the content that's been chewed through by the AI. So we show you actually how to go take the information that you want and integrate it with the Genie so you know that it is current. So we're not integrated with Google. We're not scraping Google. We're not doing any of that stuff, which has its own issues. But in fact, in a recent episode of Genie hacking, Stu and I went through and talked about how we grab statistics and other things, and how to do that so you're 100% current. Awesome. All right. Ooh, nice. Vicky says I have an entire funnel outlined for this new book, all Genie powered. Awesome. All right, so what do we want to talk about today, Stu? Or what do we want to demo, or how do we want to just blow the kids' minds today, since we are still in the launch and we are
Yeah,
still
let's talk about some of the things maybe you've learned, some lessons learned of this launch, and maybe even demonstrate how you actually used the genies to assist you with this launch.
oh. There's no way we would be able to do what we have been doing without using the genies, without using the AI. There's just no way we would be able to keep up with the volume of what we're doing. One of the things, if you want me to talk at the board for just a second, one of the things that we had, and I guess you did, because that's what I'm going to do. Like, I'm
Yes.
just taking over, dude. I figured out how to control everything from my phone. So now, like, all the stuff that we're doing here, like going back and forth between you and me and stuff like that, I can do that from my phone now. Isn't that cool? So,
Nice.
one of the things that I have learned is that, and I kind of knew this before, but we learn lessons over and over and over and over and over and over and over again,
Sure.
is that during a launch, you're going to have two groups of people that are going to be where the majority of people are going to buy. And it's at the beginning and the end. So, and I know my penmanship has deteriorated over time. That says beginning, that says end. So you're going to get a huge percentage of your sales. People are just going to buy like, hey, I'm in, I love you, I love your stuff. And then people are going to buy at the quote unquote end because they've been waiting and they procrastinate, and there's all kinds of, things that go on in there. So I've seen some launches, some sales, other stuff where you'll get 50% of your sales in the last 3 hours, just depending on the length of the thing. The problem is when you're doing a big launch, the problem is that it's too risky to wait till the end and like hope. So one of the things that you need to do is build in beginnings and ends into the process. And you do that with bonuses. And so a bonus that is disappearing, you can use that as an excuse of, hey, the launch isn't over, but if you want this particular bonus, you better jump in there, Skippy. So in this particular launch, we pretty much have two bonuses that we have used. The first one was the early bird, where we were doing the early bird launch. The big bonus for that was you get in on the VIP week. We're in the middle of the VIP week this week, and everybody who jumped in and bought before the early bird deadline, is getting extra training and other stuff. The next bonus that we're using that really also kind of coincides with the end of the launch period is the Write Your Book .ai training, where we're going to show you using the methods that I've been using for the last 20 years to help people write your book with 7-day ebook or 27-day book or ebook secrets exposed or 3-hour Kindle book wizard. All of that process of creating it, all right, and getting it up onto Amazon and having it published and having a real book, not some crackerjack prize, but a real book. And so the deadline for that is this Sunday at midnight. Now, why is it Sunday at midnight? Well, the reason it's Sunday at midnight is because guess when the training starts, Stu? You don't have to
Monday.
guess, but it starts Monday. So that also gives us a reason why for people to say, okay, they're not just arbitrarily picking this day, which a lot of these launch things feel like they're just arbitrary. In a lot of cases they are, but it's like you had to sign up for the early bird thing because I was starting the training. You have to sign up by Sunday night at the latest you have to come in at the elite level and pay for the year up front, but it's the greatest deal ever in the history of sales letter and whatever. What? Are you doing that? Were you making the faces at me for something I said? Or
No,
were you doing that for someone else's benefit?
I wasn't doing it for anybody. I was just doing it for something that was on the site. I need to go fix it.
Oh, okay. I thought you did this, and that usually means Jim says something that pissed me off.
Not today. I'll keep you on your toes, though.
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm waiting.
Okay, cool. All right. So let me get back to my diatribe. Okay. So when you come in at the elite level, pay for the year, which is the best deal, smartest thing to do, save the most money, get access to all the training, all the tools, all the everything. You also are going to get access to my writeyourbook.ai training, which we are going to sell separately for anywhere between $500 and $2,000, depending. It's got exclusive genies built into it, exclusive training. We're going to have separate Facebook group, and I brought in coaches to help me, and you're going to be able to get feedback. I mean, this is the real deal. This is a big deal. And so that's the thing that we're going to start really pushing on the last 3 days of the launch. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're going to be pushing really, really hard. And so Sunday we'll probably send 3 or 4 emails. Okay, just because. And the great thing about a launch is that it's also a list cleaning exercise. And I don't say that tongue in cheek. This is where you're going to get the people who aren't going to buy from you, the people that aren't really paying attention. They're going to leave, and that's okay. Because what you really want to do is have the people that are super interested in what you're doing on your list, and they understand, hey, look, dude's launching a giant software platform, and it's a launch. Instead of bitching about the fact that I'm getting a couple emails a day, maybe I should pay attention to see what the dude is doing, because he took it to, 6 figures in 48 hours and is well on his way to getting up to 7 figures in a 2-week period. Maybe I should pay attention to what the guy's doing. So these are the biggest lessons relearned about the launch, is about using the bonuses, having deadlines. It's a list cleaning exercise. Another thing that I'm learning about is UGC. You know what UGC is? User generated content.
Oh.
We've been using videos created by, it's one thing for me to demonstrate the software. It's one thing for me to show that it works. It's another thing for a customer. And it's another thing for you, Stu, to use the stuff. It's
Sure.
one thing, it's one thing for me to use it. Then it's another thing for you to use it. And we show people this is how Stu's using it. But it's a total another thing for a customer to use it and show it to people. And that has been very, very popular. That's another thing that I'm learning is, I know it's hard to believe, but I don't have to be the star of the show every time. In fact, it's more effective to hold up somebody else and say, hey, I did it, but check this one out. Check out what this person did. So anyway, those are some lessons learned from the launch. And then you say, okay, what tools have you been using to help with doing this? One of the ones that I have been using over and over and over is the email message genie, which I can show you here in just a second. There is no way that there's absolutely no way we could be doing what we're doing without these tools. So
yeah, sounds like just 4 emails on a Sunday is,
I mean, how long would it take in the comments, if you had to put together a 4 email sequence to send out, how long would it take you to write those? Honest to God, how long would it take you to write those 4 emails and make sure that they were good, they made sense, how long would it take? Honest.
Oh no. I mean, it would take all my focus.
Right.
And I don't know, several hours, a couple of hours at least. Yeah.
Writing emails is mind numbing. I don't know why, but Ann says 4 months. But it's mind numbing, because they just all start running together, and they got to be good. You got to have a good subject line. You got to have a good, opening grabber. You got to have a good body, call to action, all that stuff. And so, and when you're busy, is it easier or harder to put these things together?
Yeah.
Right. So you're busy, you're stressed out, you haven't been sleeping because it's a launch, and it's like, hey, I've got hundreds of thousands of dollars tied up in this, and years of my life, my whole team is depending, it's not just me anymore. I've got the whole gang behind me, and and so you're not 100%. So it's even harder.
Sure.
So Carl says about an hour for the first one, but I don't know how good, or if it would be good. Forget on the other ones. I would definitely procrastinate. Exactly. So I'm going to show you one of those. This has become like the workhorse of me creating some of the email messages. Some of them I use the email genie. And the cool thing is that these tools are straight out of my head. And so I'm gonna, and I know this sound, the people are like, but I literally dreamed of this genie a couple of weeks ago. This genie came to me fully formed. I had to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and make it. And I started using it, and it was like, OMG, this is amazing. So if you want, I can demo this real quick.
Let's do it.
And I'll actually show you I'll show you an actual project. Like I'm also keeping all of these. So because we're gonna teach a class on how we used AI tools to do a product launch. And so, so basically this is the email composer genie. This is to help you pretty much write an email, any kind of email you want to get people to do something. So it's like a teaser is very formulaic. You know, it's grab, bullets, problem, agitate, all that good stuff. Am I boring you, Mr. Smith?
Sorry, long
Okay.
night.
So wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So whereas sometimes you don't want to send a teaser. Sometimes you don't want it to be a teaser. You want it to be a freaking message. I know
Yeah.
it's hard to, so maybe we'll just do the two. But so this is one that I wanted to send out about explaining the importance of writing your own sales letters. Okay. And so I filled the whole thing out. I whacked the button, and this is going to write an email basically telling a story about how I learned the lesson of creating a cool sales letter. And if it's easier, I can download this as a PowerPoint, but I'll just read a little of this to you. So the power of the sales letters, don't miss another sale. Do you know the power of the sales letter? I didn't until I was struggling to sell my book on real estate after 4 years of trying. Then by accident, I was introduced to the idea of a long form sales letter on a 1-page website. Knowing I had nothing to lose, I went to my hotel room and converted my 40-page site into a 1-page sales letter. Next day, sales went up 250% overnight. I was so excited by the results, I tried it with another product and saw an increase of 50% overnight. That's when I learned the power of a sales letter. That's why I'm here to tell you about my AI sales letter genie that writes your sales letters for you no matter what you sell. Every minute you wait is another sale you miss. Don't miss out on any more sales. Check out my AI sales letter genie today. Take advantage of this great opportunity. Your first future success is just a click away. P.S. Don't miss out on any more sales. Check out my AI sales letter genie that writes your sales letters no matter what you sell today. Take the first steps towards your success. Now, that's not a bad email, right? That's
No,
not the
great.
same email I sent. The genie wrote a
Change
different
it.
one. So watch this. We're going to come up here and we'll change it from inspirational to, you pick one. What do you think, Stu? Humorous? Let's try humorous.
Yeah, let's see what
right.
humorous is. Let's see how AI can make us laugh.
Okay. And let's choose a different, you want to do like People Magazine?
Sure.
All right. We'll do, we'll still do active. Okay. So now this should be pretty different. And somebody's saying, yeah, I dreamed of this genie is then the new title of your sitcom. That's actually a cool idea for a show. I dreamed of this genie. All right.
Great title.
So don't miss out on more sales. Learn how to write your own sales letters. Are you struggling to make sales? Have you been trying to do so for years and nothing's working? Well, back in 2001, I was having the same problem. I couldn't sell my book on real estate, and I've been trying to do so for 4 years. But then by accident, I was introduced to the idea of a long form sales letter on a 1-page website. Decided I had nothing to lose, so I went to my hotel room, converted it. You won't believe what happened. My sales went up. I was so excited, I decided to do another one. So what are you waiting for? Check out my AI sales. So it didn't really do humorous, but it's still a good teaser.
I'm waiting for the joke, Jim. Where is it? Is it in the PS? Is it in the PS? Come on.
There is no joke in the PS.
Come
but
on,
I'll tell you
robot.
what, let's do something here right now. Oh, and also what this will do, not only that, it'll do a polish pass. It'll write subject lines. It'll write SMS messages. It'll write social media feeder content, and it'll even write headers for you.
Maybe there's some humor in the headlines. Get you hooked with humor.
Well, we'll try something else here in just a sec.
All right.
So that what would you want the headlines for? One of the things that we've been doing was remember I told you this, user-generated content. So what I'm doing is I'm writing the email to promote the videos that customers doing demos. And then I realized that I needed headlines to put on the page where we play the video. So I'm like, well, let me write the headlines at the same time as I write the email. And so we have the headlines down here as part of the email Composer Genie. So then
Awesome.
all I do is I just click on get results. I download everything as a docx file. And then I open it up, and then all I do is just edit it. So I'll just take the combination of the different subject lines. I'll edit the sales. I mean, I'll edit the email. I'll send the SMS and the social media stuff to Nancy, and then I'll use the headlines to create the headline, subheadline, and call to action that goes on the page with the video. So I mean, what used to take an hour and a half, now I'm getting done in like 6, 7, 8, 10 minutes. So what this is enabling me to do is sometimes it might take me 20 minutes to send this stuff over to Susan for her to post it up, right? But 80% of that time is being spent by me actually editing and adding value and thinking about the customer, instead of 80% of it is typing the thing up. And then I'm like, oh, thank God that's over. Let me take a quick edit pass on it because I got other stuff to do. And you send it over and she's like, did you even read this? And so it's shifting my energy from creation to editing, curation, polishing, and actually distributing. And so that's really a key to being able to get this stuff done. But so we went from an idea to this thing, and you're like, okay, but what I'd love to do real quick is let's write an email for something for you, Stu, and
Okay.
show everybody how this thing works. So what is something you want to promote?
One
One
my
of your new
new
books. Let's do one of your new
yeah,
books.
my
Okay.
new Navy SEAL fitness series.
Okay. Who's the target
3 part
audience for that?
special ops candidates.
Okay. All right. And the purpose of the email is to promote my new
3-part.
book.
Yep.
Or my
3-part
new.
series.
Okay. 3-part series. Let me zoom in on this a little bit more. Okay. Promote my new 3-part series. What's the title?
Well, there's 3 titles, so you just say getting to and through spec ops training.
I really want to show you something that I just know will flip people out, but I don't have time for it. Okay. So what do we want to cover what do we want to convey in this message? Just tell me real quick, just the main ideas. Don't worry about writing copy. Don't worry about any of this stuff. Tell me the story of updating these books and stuff.
Crush the fitness test.
Okay.
Prepare to get through the training. In fact, prepare for specific events. Build physical and mental toughness.
All right. And I'm just going to add, so it's all here inside my, is it a new series or is it newly revised?
Newly revised fitness program.
All right. And what do we want them to do as a result of reading this message? Go buy all 3 books?
Yes.
Why should they take action on this right now?
Because you should have started training yesterday.
Okay.
That's
I like
something
that.
I always tell people that. When should I start training? Yesterday.
Let's choose your writing variables. So what kind of a tone do you want to use? Authoritative, confident, I like authoritative. Either
Let's go.
authoritative or inspirational. You choose one.
Let's try that. I always do inspirational.
So you
Let's
want to
try
do
something different.
we'll do
Do something
authoritative.
different.
What's your writing? What writing style you want to use?
I usually go with like National Geographic.
Okay. Well, then let's do something different.
All right.
Let's do
Wall Street Journal.
Kids don't read Wall Street Journal. Let's do BuzzFeed.
Okay.
All right. Writing voice, active, reading level. We'll do beginner, and perspective. Let's do second. All right. Your. All right. Here we go. You ready? Now, one thing I want to impress upon everybody is that this was, let me scroll up just so my buttons get straight. This was not planned. This was totally done off the cuff. All right. Crush the Spec Ops fitness test with my newly revised 3-part series. Greetings. Are you ready to crush the Spec Ops fitness test? You can get ready to get through the training, prepare for specific events like swim, log PT, and more, and build physical and mental toughness. It's all here inside my newly revised series of fitness program books. My 3-part series, Getting To and Through Spec Ops Training, will give you the tools and knowledge you need to pass the fitness test and reach your peak physical and mental condition. Go buy all 3 books now and get started on your training today. You should have started yesterday, so don't delay. Get these books now and start on the path to success. You have what it takes to pass the fitness test, and I'm here to help you get there. Sincerely, Stu Smith. P.S. Don't wait any longer. Get my 3-part series, Get To and Through Spec Ops Training, and start your training today. You can pass the fitness test and reach your physical. Dude,
I love it.
Dude, you all tell us in the comments what you think of that. But that was a damn good email created on the fly right there. If I had a mic, I'd drop it. Okay.
You got to send that to me because I'm sending it out today.
Let's write some stuff now. Your kids are on social media.
Yeah.
So, and your kids are on social media, and your customers are too. So let's write a couple of social media posts. Okay. Are you ready to crush the Spec Ops fitness test? Get started on your training now with my 3-part series, Get To and Through Spec Ops Training. Build physical and mental toughness and pass the test with ease. Buy all 3 books now and get started. Come on. I don't know what, unless I came to your house, Stu, and had you do, like barbecue for me. That's it.
Man, that's huge.
It's over. It's over. Now, imagine a landing page with a real cool picture of all of those books on it, right?
Yeah.
I want you to imagine that real quick.
I already see it.
I want you to now imagine you're going to need a headline above that, right?
Yep.
Okay. Prepare to pass the Spec Ops fitness test in my newly revised 3-part series. Get ready to get through Spec Ops training. Get my 3-part. Don't wait any longer. Pass it. Some of these are freaking amazing. These are talking directly. It's like, yeah. Maximize the screen, brother.
Yeah.
These are good. And so what I can do is literally download all this stuff. And now I can go from one screen to another. But now I've got all this stuff done and ready to go. And it's all right there. Now, I'm going to ask y'all again, those of you who are here with us live, you tell me if that email was any good. You tell me how long it would take you to write that email. You tell me how long it would take you to come up with all that other stuff, to come up with the subject lines, to write the email. We didn't even do the optional polish pass because the first one was good enough. Do your SMS messages, do your social media feeder content, come up with those headlines. How long would it have taken you? And could you have done a better job on that first draft than we did just there? And it took us maybe 3 minutes using that tool. Why does it work so well? Because I did all the hard work for you of thinking through how to talk to the AI to be able to make it spit that out. That's why. So you can go on with ChatGPT and you can fart around for hours and hours and hours and try and do that, or you use the genie, fill the thing out, done.
You know what's cool about this, Jim?
What's cool about this?
It not only takes away you know how when it takes away the time that is spent using your energy to come up with this, it actually gives you energy in return and an excitement
Yeah,
for the next step.
right.
You know what I mean? So it's not sucking you, right, to just like suck all your energy. It is just
It's
it is
energizing you.
giving you a shot.
Like when I read that email, I'm like, I'm not even I'm not selling your books, but I know if you sent that email out to your audience, you would make sales.
Yeah. It's
Carl
gone.
Aline says
Go
facts.
it out today.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
it's like, holy crap. So a lot of people are Renee says hashtag send that to me. That's much better than the other one that Stu uses sometimes, which is let me Google that for you. Which is always good. Damn, man, one of my light panels went out. Oh well, I can get a new one.
Man, that was awesome.
That's good stuff, right? That's good
Yes,
stuff. So
absolutely.
let's see. Ann says it makes work fun. There you go. Vicky says excellent first draft. It'd take me at least a day to be mediocre.
Yeah.
Rockstar AI Genie. Thank you, Karen. This is amazing. There's no way I could even accomplish this on my own. Ann says, what first draft? It was great from the start. So awesome. So I will send that over to you, Stu. And what would be awesome is if you could
I'll send
send that
I'll send it today.
and
I'll
track
try
how
to-
many sales you make from it.
All right.
And then we'll let everybody know. That would be freaking amazing. Let me see. I'm going to save this real quick. Just so I don't, so I'm going to do save as Stu's trilogy email stuff.
I'm going to do a whole lot of stuff with it. I'm going to send it to my email list. I'm going to send it make it a post and a story with one of those headlines.
There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, you might use some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. Trilogy email stuff we made live. I'm just sending it to you right now. And that way I won't forget about it.
Cool. I appreciate it. I will use it.
There we go. Cool. All right. Whew. Well, that was fun. And you were, okay, so let's kind of recap. What were we talking about? We were talking about what lessons I learned from the launch. I learned that bonuses, big thing driving the launch. I also learned that not just bonuses driving the launch, but deadlines drive the launch. Email is a huge part of doing any kind of a cool launch whatsoever. And emails will drive you absolutely insane. So I made a genie to help me write the emails. And the cool thing about that particular genie, Stu, is that it'll work for anything. And like if you want to tell a story, it'll tell a story. If you want it to just lay out facts, it lays out facts. If you wanted to do like what you did, dude, we just were putting in bullets. We weren't even putting in complete sentences. But see, that's the magic of using the genie, because all the other stuff you do, well, let me talk about your tone and what kind of a writing style and all this. Nah, screw that. All you got to do is just make the selections and whack the button and it does it for you. That's why this is so amazing. That's why the genies are the future.
It's next level.
Yeah. So
it is next level.
Yeah. Stop.
Absolutely.
So here's your t-shirt that you all should want. Okay. Nancy, props out to Nancy for making this. Okay. But here you go. I got to get with Stu. Okay. What does it say, Stu?
Stop using robots. Start using genies.
How cool is that?
I like that.
So anyway, props out to Nancy. She put that together. Somebody asked, what are genie wishes? Is that how many clicks or prompts or searches you can do? So yeah, you get, every time you whack the button to ask the genie for a wish, that's a wish. And so we have different levels inside of copyandcontent.ai. We have the lowest level, which is whatever, you get 20 a day. And then we have the middle level, you get 100 a day. And then the elite level, you get 200 a day. Plus you get access to the elite level. You get access to all the super genies, which do amazing stuff like write an entire sales letter in less than 2 minutes. Like not just a sales letter, but a long form 10-page sales letter. So it's pretty amazing. Sharon said, "Okay, Jim, you got me. Just signed up for premium, canceled my Jasper account and affiliate today. Send me the shirt. LOL." We I don't have a shirt to send you because this one stinks now because I got all excited. But we are gonna have a swag shop sooner rather than later. So yeah, it's exciting. This is some really cool stuff, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. That's one tool to help you write emails. We got tool that'll write all 4 of your welcome email sequence. We got the email teaser genie. We've got the event promo genie, where you just drop in the stuff you're going to be doing a webinar or a training or anything on, and it'll write 3 teaser emails, 2 reminder emails, 4 replay emails. It'll do ads, it'll do tweets, it'll do all the stuff you need to promote the thing. And we're just getting started. That's the other cool thing. We are just getting started with what we are putting in there. I'm adding new stuff all the time. We added the Genie chat, which is, if you like Chat GPT, you will love the Genie chat because it has all the power of Chat GPT, but we also have all the little toggle switches that you can dial in just using the chat. So that instead of having to, write in this way and blah, blah, blah. No, it's like bip, 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 wham. And then everything you do will be in that. You don't have to remember to program it. I'm telling you, AI is the future. Copy and content.ai is the future of sales copy and content using AI. I don't care about any other tool you could mention to me. We're going to crush them all.
I love
because we've got the combination of tools and the training, the insight, the know-how. It's game over. It's game on here. It's game over for everybody else. Plus, we've still got the wizards and all the other stuff too. I mean, this is the place to go to learn how to create the sales copy, create the content, and then learn how to use it to actually get results. And that's the big thing with us. It's about results. It's about helping you get specific results that you want to get in your business, not jerking around with a chat bot, not jerking around with some AI robot trying to figure out. It's like, you want to get this result. This is how you do it. Bip, 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 bip. I mean, I literally showed in one of the videos we did to promote, I wrote an entire 10-page sales letter in less than 90 seconds, documented, did the video, put it out. Okay. Then people were like, "Hey, is it any good?" Legit question. Is it any good? Legit. That'd be like the first thing I would ask as a copywriter doing, writing sales copy for, 20 some odd years. Well, 6, 7 years before that, not so much. So what I did was I took that exact sales letter that the software wrote and I edited it in real time. From start to finish, beginning to end, no speeding it up, no chopping stuff out. I edited the entire thing in 20 minutes flat. So I took a process that would take most people 2 weeks to write a 10-page sales letter and edit it if they would even come up with the first draft. I took that entire process down to less than 25 minutes total. All you have to do is just get your avatar squared away inside of the software. But once you have, and we even made that easier by creating the Avatar Junior. So all you got to do is just get your avatar done, start loading it into the genies and wizards, whacking the button, filling out the rest of the stuff. Bam, you start getting results. You start writing your emails. Bam, get your ads done. Bam, get your sales letters done. Bam, get your VSLs done. Bam, everything from bullets to guarantees to blog posts to YouTube video scripts and YouTube titles and descriptions and all that stuff. Bam, done. Getting it done. It's so good, it feels like cheating, but it's not. It's using the tools to get an amazing result so that you can do exactly what we talked about before, which is to use, you're going to use up your battery every day. Every single day, we start out with a battery. You wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling really good. And then over the course of the day, that battery gets drained. And if you've got a whole bunch of emails and stuff to write, it's like it gets drained really fast. So by like 10 o'clock, you're like, holy shnikey, I got nothing left. And everything is getting shoved out in the creation process, trying to create this stuff. Well, now what I'm telling you is I can help you create. I'm getting so excited, my pen's getting confused of which end I'm using. Now you create that email with like 1 bar, 1.5 bars. You got all this stuff left to do what you really do to make money when it comes to copying content. And what you really do to make money with copying content is not creation. Creation is not where you're making your money. Where you make money is by using it to go sell something, by using it to test something so you can get better at selling, or by distributing it or delivering it. Selling. You can't sell if you don't have your sales letter up there, and you can't get traffic to your sales letter if you don't have emails and ads and all and social media and stuff to drive traffic to people to see the thing you're selling. Once you're selling something or promoting something, you got to test, because the first thing you come out with usually is not the best thing. So you got to test so you can have higher conversion and make more money. If you create content, if you create a webinar, if you create a blog post, you got to distribute it. You got to deliver the products and all the other stuff. But the problem is that until now, everybody has been tied up in the creation stage. Well, guess what? You don't have to be tied up there anymore. Because what I'm telling everybody, this is what we're doing. We are transforming from being creators to being curators. We still create, but we use tools to help us create what we would have created anyway. We use tools to create it faster. It's the same stuff you would have created if you had time to do it. But instead of being all creator, so like 80% creator and 20% curator, now we're 20% creator. We're still doing creation, but it's 80% curation, meaning we're making it good. We're putting soul into it. How do you put soul into it? Well, you add your style. You add your observations. You add your unique perspective. You add your links, your lessons learned, your stories. Now we're not just shoving out info, but we're sharing knowledge. And that's what everybody's hungry for. Knowledge comes from taking info, which eats up the majority of the creation process. You take info, inject your soul into it, and become a curator of value to your audience. And your battery gets spent on selling, on testing, on distributing, on delivering, not spending the time you have creating something and then putting it out there and hoping. That's what we're doing. That's the movement that we are creating here at copyandcontent.ai. We are not creators, we are curators, which is more valuable, and that is what is going to carry you to the future and build your business.
Woo! Nice, Jim.
So
You know, one thing, let me put a little final
on that?
comment. Yeah, final comment on this.
Okay.
You know, I think in the last 20 years, one of the reasons why you and I, me as well, you know, what I do to stay relevant is to see the opportunities that are in front of us, whether that is new technology, new processes, whatever that's out there, and we evolve with it.
Hmm.
Just like coming up with a podcast,
Hmm.
right? We figured that out 5 years ago, right? And we've been going ever since. Um, but if you would have asked me 6 months ago, would I be using AI with my business? I would have said, no way. I don't need it. Why would I do that? I've been writing content for 20 years. I'm good at it, right? This is
Yeah.
out of the park, um, changing stuff for sure.
Yeah.
And if you don't see it right now, you're just going to be playing catch up 2-3 years from now when it's all over the place. So
Well, I'm gonna further what you just said. I wrote a syndicated newspaper column for 10 years. Okay. That was like where a huge part of my identity came from for a huge chunk of my life, was the fact that I created content that was put on the pages of real newspapers and newsletters and magazines and publications all over the world. And my identity came from the fact that I could create that stuff.
sure.
But when you think about what the act of creation and what I've made the cognitive leap, especially over the last 8, really the last 12 months, with my own investment in AI, and then when OpenAI and all that stuff let us plug into their back end, you got to get your ego out of the way. It's not about me. It's not about me at all, and me having to have my ego involved with what goes on that page. What matters and what's at the center of everything we do, everything we do, everything we do is our avatar, our ideal customer, the people that we are called to serve. That is at the center of everything. And so how much of an ego do I need to say, you know what? I'm only going to serve these people to the extent of my ability to create what they need. I'm only going to give them what I have to create myself, because that's my ego talking. But when I put them first, then I need to realize that I need to use every tool I can to help them get what they want. Can't spell help, but every tool I can to help them get what they want. And if that and I got to be able to do it faster. The world's moving faster. Sorry, wish it wasn't that way. In some ways, I wish it was still slower. I wish we could harken back to the days of 1997 when, when
Good
it was
old days.
basically email and dial up and all that stuff. And you could get by with publishing one article a week, and the world thought you were a rock star. Not the case anymore. If I'm going to serve these people, I got to use these tools. I have to put them at the forefront of every single thing that I do. And in order to do that, I'm going to have to use AI. I need help. But the way you can look at it is AI is easier, faster, cheaper than hiring a content creator, than hiring a copywriter, than hiring a content assistant. They don't call in sick. They don't ask for a raise. They don't give excuses. And with the genies, if you don't like what that AI that you're outsourcing to does for you or gives you, you can whack the wish button again, and it don't get all hoofy and say, well, I put a lot of time into that. What do you mean you want to rewrite? I'll have that for you next week. I have to do other client work. No, the genie says, all right, here you go. Here's another version. No, I'm serious, man. I've dealt with it all. Not with anybody that's on my team right now, but I've dealt with that with people, hiring them off of Fiverr and stuff like that. Get all hoofy as hell when you're like, hey, this really isn't all that great. Genie isn't that. So if you're hung up on the fact that it's software, stop thinking of it as software. Think of it as a little green man with a stabby lower body that you're outsourcing your content and copy creation to get the first draft.
For me, Jim, I've gone through my life with a backpack on, and that backpack has gone through and collected tools. And I have just added another tool to that backpack
Nice.
in this last quarter. So
Very cool. I love it.
there you go.
All right, everybody, we got to go because Stu and I have a class to teach in 2.5 minutes inside of copyandcontent.ai. This is for elite members. We teach 2 classes each month. In addition to the master class and the weekly Thursday training, Stu and I teach 2 classes, one called Genie Hacking, where we show you how to do all the stuff you're not supposed to do with genies, but you can get away with, and it creates amazing results. And this all stems from Stu doing what I tell him not to do with the genies and figures out cool stuff. And then today we're going to be doing turn content into traffic. And by the way, today we're going to be teaching linking strategies and releasing a brand new genie to the folks. So if you want to join us, head on over to copyandcontent.ai, sign up. We'd love to have you, and we'll see you over there. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.